Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh yeah.
What's going on, guys? And we're live.
Awesome.
Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, for sure. I'm Gabe. I'm the singer for Watersdeep.
I'm Rohan. I play guitar and I do screams.
I think Brandon's frozen.
Oh, this is Brandon.
Yeah, that's Brandon. He's our other guitarist.
Brandon,
I think
he's
he's frozen right now.
Okay. So how did you get the name of the band?
It's a good question. It's kind of a funny story. So Watersdeep started when I was in college, actually before any of them joined the band. So I was starting it with another friend of mine from college. And we used to just do acoustic covers because we didn't have any original music at the time. And we used to love covering Drown by Bring Horizon. I think and yeah, so after we would cover Drown a bunch of times, just on like a little college radio station at my old school, someone was just like, as a joke, like, you guys cover that Drown song so much, like, make it like a water themed band, like Water is Deep or something. It kind of just stuck from there, and then we just kind of rolled with it.
Who got you into music in general?
I'm into music in general. I think just hearing a lot of like music that I like on the radio, and also just playing a lot of Tony Hawk games and Guitar Hero, and just being introduced to like punk and metal at an early age. And yeah, it was just kind of went from there. How about you guys?
Well, personally, for me, I was introduced to music at a pretty early age. My parents were both musicians, so they got me started with piano lessons when I was pretty young. And that pretty much was the gateway for me to get super into it. And then I took piano lessons for about, I think, 13 or 14 years, and then I kind of branched out into trying out other instruments like guitar, which I got really into eventually too, and drums and stuff like that. I've just always been into this kind of thing, I guess. Really passionate about it.
You guys all hear me?
Yes.
Now I can hear you.
Okay. I wasn't sure. But yeah, my older brother started playing guitar when I was in elementary school. I think I was probably in second or third grade. And then he couldn't figure it out, so he put it down. And then, me being the little brother, wanting to be my big brother, I picked up the guitar in his place, and then that I eventually stuck with it, never put it down. So then, on my quest to get better at playing the guitar, I would find all these different bands, all the craziest guitar sounds and all that, which then led me to playing metal. And then it just went from there. Been in 3 or 4 other bands, meet other people to play with, and that's where we're at today.
All right, I'm going to start you with a hard question here. What do you want to leave as your legacy?
Ooh, that's a deep one. That water's deep. All right, that's a really good question, though. I guess we just always want to be remembered as a band that people could resonate with, band that people could relate to, lyrically and also musically. So we just want to leave like a nice wholesome vibe, if that makes sense, even when the band finishes.
Yeah, I wanna also add to that by saying that I want us to be good role models for people, and good people to look up to, as both as musicians and as people. And as we continue to grow, I want to be a group that is able to inspire more people and more music and everything like that. I just want to perpetuate the culture and help people as much as I can through music, and as we can through music.
And to piggyback off of Rohan, as musicians, I wouldn't people to remember us, for our music, and to come back to see us play live. I want people, who've never heard us to be like, oh, who's that band? And they come see us live and they're like, all right, these guys are awesome. I definitely am going to come back the next time they come into town. And yeah, I want people to remember us for the awesome show that we put on.
That I could not stay, that I needed to go, and I wanted to know what happened, and get back to Austin. So
what was the
collaboration with
most emotional song that you put out?
make sure that all the needs were
I think probably Cut Me Open.
as far as future plans.
That song is basically just all about, acknowledging the bad energy in your life, the toxic people in your life, and, no matter how hard it is, just having to let them go. So that was a pretty tough song to write, but it's also one of my favorites.
What is your least favorite song that you put out?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's mean. I don't know. I gotta think about that. We love them all like equally. Honestly,
I got one. I think
Okay.
my least favorite is Searching. I love the song, but at the same time, like there does come a point where it's like, all right, this shit's too depressing.
I guess for me,
So-
probably like our first like full band acoustic EP. I'm proud of it. It was like a solo thing at the time, but I feel like I've grown a lot as a musician since then. So if I had to say least favorite, I think I would probably just say my whole like a lot more than
All right, Last Supper scenario. Who's your 12 at your table? One female.
I don't have 12 friends.
Kind of a mood.
So 12 musicians,
12 musicians. Okay.
and there has to be one. There has to be one female.
All right. Well, definitely these two for sure, if I'm allowed to do that. Do I count as one of the 12, or is it
No.
12? No. Okay.
No.
So, all right, 10 more people. I'm gonna go with my favorite band, MCR. Have all 4 of them, so that's 6 people. Okay, if we're talking female-fronted bands, probably The Vocalist for Sharptooth. They're a band that I really love, so put her there. That's 7. Got 3 more.
So a multitude, some 80 in total.
Probably Chris Motionless, also one of my favorite bands. Spencer from Ice Nine Kills, and I think number 10. I'm gonna go with Garrett from Silent Planet.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, your guys' turn.
For me, I would say all 4 of the dudes in Sworn In.
We begin talking
You
about
two.
it.
So that's 6. I would say. Just thinking of someone. Okay, I would say Chester Bennington if he was still alive.
You can still be at your table.
I would say.
No mental health hospital. And there's a shortage
I
of
feel like Chris Cornell would be a good one too.
for mental health.
Because
Someone is suicidal, if someone
yeah.
has mental health problems. They
Let's
oftentimes have to go
see.
someplace like San Antonio. And
I'd say Courtney from Spirit Box because Spirit Box slaps.
the profound mental health
And,
challenges that were with us. One takeaway I had was that there is greater need for a physical mental health care facility in this region. But we know that
Maybe Will Ramos from Lorna Shore.
and so that there
Just to figure out how he does like
needs to
the
be more personnel,
alien throat vocal for like
strategies, greater understanding by the mental health care provider community about what the needs are, and they will be the best.
Is that all your 12?
Oh yeah, that was 10. Or 12.
Bottom line is this.
Wait,
and there's, I think,
did I do 10 or 12? I can't even remember.
Let's say where there's
Well, because you forgot, you got to do 2 more.
health
Okay.
challenges in rural settings instead of Texas. And we have
Okay,
a gym to help address those mental health care challenges.
why am I so bad at this?
It's okay, I'm not good at it either.
I'm actually thinking about it. Oh, Nolly Get Good from Periphery. So we could talk about production. And probably Misha too. Because yeah,
pretty much every
pretty
issue
good pretty well into production as well. So a conversation with both of them about that would be
about
pretty.
potential ways to address shootings like
What was the last one you said? Nico?
Misha Mansour from Periphery and Nolly Get Good as well. From
Okay.
Periphery.
All right. My 12.
Issues like that.
I think I'm going to piggyback off these guys. I'm going to pick you 2 just because, you know, I don't want to jam with anybody else currently. I'm going to go with Miracle from Behemoth, Richard Shaw, and Paul Allender from Cradle of Filth, Michael Amat, and
our work is not done.
Jeff Loomis, definitely, from Arch Enemy.
About all
5. All right. No, 7. I'm going to go with Rusty Cooley. That dude can shred.
I know people like to try to.
This is harder than you think. Nita Strauss would be my female.
And that is.
I'm going to go with.
Real gun laws.
I got to go with James Hetfield.
There are, quote, real gun laws.
Kirk Hammett.
There are real gun laws.
I'm going to go with.
I hate to say this, but
the dude, Alex from Testament.
In Chicago. Then there are
2 more.
Schools in Texas.
2 are some of my other favorite players.
People who think tougher gun laws.
The dude Chris from Shadow of Intent.
Chicago and LA.
And the dude from Lorna Shore, the guitar player.
And so
that dude's awesome.
For a real solution.
The lead guitar player.
Chicago teaches.
So that's my 12.
Real solution.
All guitars, all guitars.
We come up with real solutions that we can implement.
What would you be serving though?
Well, I know what I would be serving. Just a whole buffet of IHOP.
Complete with a roasted turkey sandwich.
That's me right there.
Nah, I'd go ribeye for everybody, each with their own lobster, roasted potatoes, and some mac and cheese.
You might call me biased, but I'd say a whole buffet of Indian food.
Man, y'all are so fancy.
Authentic South Indian lunch menu buffet.
Y'all are making me look bad.
Hey, you chose to say IHOP, so.
You right.
If you had to send a song to somebody to describe you as a person, what song would it be?
Any of our own songs or just any song?
No, any song.
Okay.
All those measures that you were talking about.
I'm gonna go with All Star by Smash Mouth.
I'm not surprised at all by that answer.
That song's a meme. I'm basically a meme, so I feel like it works.
Other strategies that provide things like school marshals or having DPS
That's a hard
officers,
question.
others fill out the
Yes, it
paperwork.
is.
Songs that describe me.
They involve different types of strategies that will should make it
I think
for a shooter.
I don't know. I'm a fairly weird person, so I think
Say what we all agree upon. We're all going to go back and look at both things.
to fit
What was passed,
that,
what was passed, any shortcoming
I think I'm going to go with.
implementation. I want you to know also that
I think I'm going to go with One Hand Killing by 12 Foot Ninja. Just because the first time I heard that song, it was the weirdest sounding song I've ever heard.
to make sure
So I think that would be
all the strategies
a good description of me.
deployed and tested, including active shooting.
I would probably say Quantum Flux by Northlane.
To be prepared to employ as needed.
Yeah, all right. That one fits you.
Pretty much.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that one fits you.
You go back in time. This is something where I began working up the governor's plan to respond to this.
What is the best advice you were ever given?
And legislators had an entire year to be looking at that.
Well, the easiest advice:
Then I made it emergency.
don't give up.
Which meant that everyone was.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind. You know,
So my point is saying,
no matter what you do, you're always going to have people
time, effort, and mental
who are
all
going to tell you that whatever you do, it's not going to work. You're never going to get anywhere.
solutions on the table.
You know, just
Many of them were adopted.
I tell Rohan this all the time. Don't give up.
What we consider to be the best plan.
Yeah, he does.
That to me is
Always.
the best advice I can give anybody.
Coming session. Evaluate.
Man, you took the easy one.
Yeah, but it's the most meaningful to me.
I know. I guess for me, like, best advice I've ever been given is as like not as meaningful as this is. I guess from a more like business perspective, you know, focus your attention more online, and then that's how you kind of can grow a longer lasting fan base. And that's something that I definitely very strongly believe, and it seems to have been working for us the past few months as well.
For me, the best advice, or the most meaningful advice to me that I've ever received is from my old piano teacher. He told me once, I think I was like 12 or something when one of his lessons. He told me whenever I approach the piano or really any instrument, it's important to just take a second, take a breath, make it about the music, and think just about the music. And whenever you play, just make it just about the experience, connecting with the music or the piece, and not to make it about you. And stay humble, stay grounded, no matter what, and just make it about the music and the experience, and just get lost in it.
Can we get you to speak up a little bit?
Like that one.
If all three of you were stranded on a desert island, which one do you think would survive?
Not me.
I think Brandon would.
Yeah, Brandon.
Me and Gabe would die.
Yeah, Brandon's like the dad of the band.
I can hear you two now. What do we do? There's water around us. Is that good?
And then you'd be like, "Yeah, we're Watersdeep."
I'd be like, "Where's the Wi-Fi?
that's
Gotta
me.
find the latest meme. I can't do that right now." That'd be my dilemma. Honestly, knowing me, I'd probably just like pull my phone and be like, "All right, guys, making a TikTok right now. Hey, stranded on it. Why won't my phone work?"
On that topic, would either of you know how to get fresh water on a strand if you're stranded on an island?
Oh, we're surrounded. Oh, you mean fresh water? Oh, there's a way to.
Yeah, you can't say that's why you would die. You would drink ocean water and you would die.
Just ask a. Wait, never mind. I was about to say something really dumb. I was going to say ask a duck, but I think ducks are fresh.
Takes to kill your kids.
Right. I have no idea.
It goes beyond.
Gabe, tell us. You're the doctor.
I don't know. I don't know how ducks work.
I'm not a doctor. I can't classify these things, and I don't know the extent to which mental health would be able to address someone.
If you could pick your own bill, who would you want on it?
The challenge is that they would shoot the grandmother and then shoot.
Okay. I think mine would be MCR, Mayday Parade, and Motionless in White, and Us.
There could have been a time earlier.
Would you be headlining?
I wish. I'd be fine opening that show, honestly.
I don't have information about that, and maybe others don't either, but is there a difference between a mental health challenge?
If I could pick, I would say Reflections. Before I Turn would be sick. And I would also want to play with. What's I want to play with? If I Were You would be cool. And then. And yeah, we would open.
Well, it obviously is a meaningful characterization.
My show, we would be headlining.
The point is this:
because
someone more evil.
I would want to be the center of attention, for my dream show. But I think I would have Killswitch Engage. I would have Parkway Drive.
Well, it's the answer that I was given to this gentleman back here earlier.
Arch Enemy and Cradle of Filth. Even though none of them go together, but
Okay, since you say Killswitch, Jesse Days or Howard Days?
Howard.
Howard.
Howard Days?
Howard. Yeah. I love Jesse, but I don't think. I think I like Howard that much more.
Yeah, I'm just more familiar with Howard.
What ways do we address mental health issues? Does it include a physical facility?
I saw somewhere that you guys play in Drop F. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, partly.
It kind of, yeah. It's like a weird 7-string tuning. It's basically drop C from the 6th string up, and then the low 7th. The 7th string is dropped down to an F. So it gives us like the ability to play in like a regular, a tuning that's more like a tuning or key that's more common in this genre, and then we can just break it down with like the lower strings when we get heavier or whatever, or proggier, I guess, depending on.
Do you still own your first guitar?
I do. It's broken, but I do. I actually have it right next to me right now.
No,
I do.
I do not own my first guitar.
My buddy's borrowing it though.
What was the first song you learned how to play?
When I first got a guitar, I just tuned it down to drop A without knowing what I was doing, and I just started chugging for like an hour every day. But yeah, it took me like a few months, honestly, maybe even like a year before I actually was like, maybe I should learn how to play actual songs on guitar. If I'm remembering correctly, my first songs that I learned on guitar were maybe just like Iron Maiden songs. I just found like some classic standard tuning stuff that I liked, and just learned like Aces High, Number of the Beast, all that stuff. The Trooper, that was a really fun one that I remember learning. This was all back when I was like in high school.
I actually started with bass before I started playing guitar, so I guess with bass, the first song I ever learned was For Whom the Bell Tolls.
It seems like everybody started with Metallica. Almost. It's
yeah.
Well, the first like partial song that I learned how to play, I feel like is everybody's starting song, which is Smoke on the Water.
Yeah.
But my first like full song is actually Gilded Cunt by Cradle of Filth. That was my first full-length song that I learned.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we all normally learn just the 3 chords.
What's up?
When you first start playing, you always learn just 3 chords songs.
I don't know if that's how it was for me. I can't remember. It was like
I think
I think
it's like that for a lot of people, but that's pretty common for I don't know. I just randomly, I don't know. I started riffing first personally, but I think the most common route would be to I guess start an acoustic and play.
That's how I was. I just started riffing around and just kind of listening, just the songs and pick it up. But the very first time I had somebody try to teach me how to play the guitar, that's what they did. They showed me the E, A, and D, and they said I need to learn to play Zombie from the Cranberries.
That's interesting. Like, I'm actually a music teacher, and I actually don't start with chords. I feel like starting with chords is a little too hard in my opinion.
Start with drop tune the low string all the way down to an octave. This is drop E.
I have done that in some of my classes. I have introduced the concept of low tunings to 8-year-olds, and it's hilarious how mind-blowing it is to them.
I feel like teaching the fingering from the first finger to the fourth, and alternating is probably a more effective starting point than just going straight to it.
Yeah, exactly.
That way how what fret, what note you play, and just how to interact with the different notes on the neck, I guess. And then you put it all together, right? Words and then letters, words, and then sentences.
This was a political event where you had the governor focus on New York and focus on Chicago.
So at this time, I'm going to let you flip it on me. You can ask me anything.
I got a question.
Okay.
What are some of your favorite bands?
Well, I'm a huge Korn fan.
Cool.
I can get down with that.
Very well rounded. I'm gonna have to say I'd rather listen to 90s music all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So Pearl Jam 10, Nirvana.
So let's start with the mentions of mental health. Rosa, let's go to you.
It depends on the mood, you wake up and
yeah, no, I totally get that.
I'm constantly listening to something new every day.
Nice. That's awesome.
All right, I got one. Who, in your opinion, is the best live band?
Oy.
I know that's a hard one. At least from your experience.
In the case of mental health, we know that the answer is and should be no. They should not be buying these weapons, and then we end up with these types of atrocities.
Korn never fails, no matter what the situation is. I've only seen them once, but going to see Rob Stein is amazing.
Oh, they're good live.
There's only one show I've ever been to that I was disappointed in. My entire thousands of concerts I've been to, there's only one that just was disappointing. And it was just when they first came out, they just didn't have any stage presence at all. I went to go see Hoobastank, and it was just really Hoobastank. It was just not the best concert I've ever been to.
Okay.
Aren't they playing Blue Ridge this year?
I'm not sure. I have a few buddies on Blue Ridge this year, but I don't know if they made it. I don't know if they made it or not.
Yeah, I have to look at that.
What I got one. What would you say is your favorite artist in a genre that you wouldn't typically listen to, or a style that you wouldn't typically listen to?
There is still that ambiguity. There's still questions about what happens in the moments of that.
That's really hard because I listen to every. I'm actually starting to get into country a little bit.
Not nice.
But it doesn't appear that at that point gunshots.
So like
the gunman goes in, walks away.
typically you wouldn't think I listen to Dan and Shay or Lily Rose or any of that because I normally in a metal shirt, but Sam Smith too. Like there's, it really depends on the day what I'm listening to or
Makes sense.
the mood.
Public messages, that these were private messages, and really the only way for one.
Do you play any instruments or anything?
Not really. I have an acoustic, but I haven't picked it up in a while. It's just sitting.
If you had the ability to learn any instrument, would it just to pursue the guitar, or would you pick something else?
If I had the ability, probably keyboards, probably, or piano. Somewhere in the back of the stage, like I'm there, but I don't need to be up front. Like I'm known, but I'm not known. Like I'm just there.
There you go, Rohan. You got a student.
I actually downloaded an app for my phone to mess around with.
Oh yeah, does it have like little like exercises and stuff, or like tell you the notes or anything?
Oh no, it's just a small little keyboard. You just you just play it.
Oh, nice.
You can record it.
Gabe,
Yeah,
you have one of those on your phone.
You can record it and.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You're talking like a little like keyboard app?
Yeah, it's a little keyboard app. You can record in MP3 style and everything else.
Yeah, anytime we're like tracking vocals and we have to do harmonies and I'm having a hard time remembering whatever note I need to start on, I'm just like, hold on, let me get my keyboard app out. And I start like playing it on the piano.
Yeah, word for word.
A little fun. It helps a lot when I do.
Without fail every time. Is it fun?
Sometimes just like, if I'm struggling, he's like, Gabe, get your piano app out. I'm like, all right.
If I had to learn any instrument other than the guitar, yes, I would learn. I 100% do. Or, God forbid, this definitely. I just can't see myself spending $5,000 for one.
No.
Personally, I would say the harp. I took lessons for a little bit at George Mason when I was taking classes there briefly, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have the money to throw to get a harp, and I probably wouldn't pursue it that much either. But it was fun.
Got a harp.
I want to learn drums.
It was
like I'm learning drums now, but I wish I could be like better at it.
Of course, we all know that all of that has to be thoroughly investigated, and that's why a lot of crime scene agents are collecting evidence, gathering evidence. The other thing that I wanted to point out, it's important to note that the grandmother of the shooter is still alive. She will be.
So if you have,
they are looking for the grandfather.
If you had to send a message to all your fans, what would that be?
Honestly, just a really big thank you to everyone, and just that we love all of them. We think all of our fans are amazing. Whether we know them or we don't know them, we love them. And the ones that we don't know, we really hope we can meet someday, because we've been interacting with a lot of people on TikTok. They're all really nice, super friendly people. And yeah, hopefully one day we can get to a point where we can hit the road a little more often and meet some of those fans. I would really love that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say more like the hanging out part, you know.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to a podcast yesterday, and some you don't hear a lot of bands saying a lot is like what the fans that are there coming up, hanging out, they get that they get a little skittish to come up and say hi. And it's just like, some of us like the lower bands, they want that interactive part. They want the people to come up and say hi. Come say hi. If you enjoy the show,
Yeah, like, I love talking to new people.
Have you ever had a weird fan moment?
We get like some weird messages sometimes, but not like anything like super strange yet.
Yeah.
As I said, it was scant on solutions.
Not in Watersdeep, but in the very first band I played in.
For their children. So, Greg,
we played this show,
are there any solutions?
and there was these
It seemed obvious.
2 girls. I'm pretty sure they were like
Allison, first you
hung out
asked
or something. I don't know.
the answer right
They
now.
weren't okay.
Very early, I have to
And
underline very
I walked past them,
24 hours.
and they both like looked up real quick and were like, "Weren't you in that band that just played?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Can I get a picture with you?" And I got, I was like, "Oh yeah, cool, yeah." I feel cool. And then the one girl like licked my arm in the middle of the picture, and I'm like, "All right, this is weird. I gotta go." Like, this just took a turn.
That's funny.
Without anybody asking why. Why is that allowed to happen? I know that the laws that exist right now, that's a red flag in itself. Any other red flags we're seeing.
So where are you guys playing next?
Oh, we actually just announced a DC show that we're playing in July. We're really stoked about that one. It's going to be at Songbird on July 7th. So if you're seeing this and you live around DC, you're obligated to come now.
No, if the shooter is unhinged.
Who are you sharing the stage with?
We're playing with a group called Daro that hit us up. Actually, we met them on TikTok. Really cool band. And we're playing with a couple locals that we're friends with called Keep Your Secrets and Heartman. Also, really fantastic bands that if you haven't listened to yet, anyone that's watching should totally check them out.
Hey, what happened there? What did it say after?
Anything after that?
Not at the moment. We're planning some potential stuff. We want to maybe do like some weekenders in the fall, but nothing's really set in stone at the moment.
Yeah, still
Hopefully
working
later
out
this year we'll do some stuff. So
That's in the works.
yeah.
The government didn't take long if you watch the video of all of this for others in the crowd to start yelling back.
What was the favorite music video you did?
Probably the most recent one. We did one for our song Walls. I was really happy with how that one came out. It's one of the only ones we have. We have maybe one other one, but I think that one's definitely my favorite at the moment.
Yeah, I would say What's Behind These Walls is definitely my favorite one so far.
I'm gonna say Walls too, just because I'm in it, but I'm a little disappointed in Walls because I'm only in it for like 4 seconds total.
I actually never even noticed that.
Yeah, you only see me for like 3 or 4 seconds, and it's like, oh man.
It's a pretty fast video the way it was filmed, like you only see like each person for like a split second.
You see Max, Claire, and you two like predominantly, and then maybe like in the shadows.
We'll make sure to have
next video
footage of Brandon.
We will.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the star of the next video.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a big hat on you. Actually, I'll put this on your head.
No, we'll all just film it normally, and we'll just have the videographer just Photoshop Brandon's face on all of us.
On everybody.
Don't do that.
Have it motion track and everything.
You want to be the star of the show, right?
Just have his face on the snare.
Exactly, yeah. Just have his face everywhere.
Right on the snare drum.
I mean, I'm cool with that.
Maybe in the background we can have like a big Brandon head or
A big
something.
Brandon backdrop.
Yeah.
Brandon's
No,
face.
I was gonna say just a bunch of cardboard cutouts.
Or that too.
Or
yeah.
They're actually you can get them online for 50 apiece.
Or we do one where we're like
There we
playing
go.
on a planet and the planet is Brandon's head.
All right,
I got so many
that's
ideas.
definitely-
So many ideas.
Brandon's deep.
My mind just went in the gutter for that one. Sorry.
Okay, I'm just being kind of dumb right now.
I'm gonna pass on that one. Whatever direction that was going.
It took a
Yeah.
left and then it took a right. It's all right. All right, last question, guys, because you got to go to work.
What time is it? Yes, I do in a few minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Were you gonna ask a question, or was it for us to ask?
Either way, however you want to end it, you can
Okay.
ask me if you want.
Okay. Final question. That's a lot of pressure. Ooh, I got one. What was your first concert?
Arena or not arena?
Anyone's fine.
First was the first Family Values Tour, 1998. It was.
Oh my God, that's a name. That's a tour I haven't heard. Heard of in a while.
It was Korn, Limp Bizkit, Orgy, Rob Stein, and Ice Cube.
Oh wow, that sounds pretty cool. I was 2.
I just saw Limp Bizkit a couple weekends ago.
And how did that make you feel?
How does that make me feel?
What, going to see Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
I don't know. They were really good. I mean, they put on an awesome show. I don't know. I didn't. If anything, it made me feel like I wish I would have been a little older, in their heyday. Because I mean, I think like when I first heard about them, I may have been like, 8 or 9. I was too young to be listening to them.
Surrounded there, the parents by her brothers and sisters, other relatives as well there on the front porch.
Did they play the older stuff or just the new record that just came out?
It was like half and half. Like they came out with some of their newer stuff, but towards the end of their set, it was more classics. They played for about 2 hours, I think at least half the set I had no idea what songs they were playing.
But again, this family wants people to know about their daughter, and the overarching message.
How do you sound though?
Was that they just
overall they sounded great. Like, he sounded just like he does on the album. I mean, I don't know if this is like early on in their tour or if it's later, but no, they sounded good.
And showing up and trying to figure out if his daughter had survived. So
Then I'll just finish up with this last question.
Mm-hmm.
What band do you think is underrated? And don't say yourself.
No, we weren't going to. Band that deserves more love, basically.
Yeah, that.
I'm gonna go with probably a local band in our area. I'm gonna go with Not My Vice because they're really good. They definitely deserve a lot more love. They're great guys.
He loved baseball and video games. And his father said he was always full of energy and ready to play till the night. And an amazing big brother to his younger siblings.
Underrated band. Underrated. No, go ahead.
There's a band that we actually played a show with a few years ago, I think. They're called McKenna. But they, I think, changed their name to Sora Kai. I haven't actually listened to too much of their new stuff under their new name, but I think that I heard the first album that they had put out under the old name, and that I really liked their stuff. So I feel like they deserve more attention for sure.
Oh, yeah. I was actually at that show. That was before I.
Oh yeah, the one with them and Capital Vices and yeah.
That was before I joined you guys.
That's so funny.
You know who I'm going to say? Because these guys are awesome. You know, because they were at that same show, and we did the live stream with them, and we played with them. Well, you guys played with them in Philly. The Zeros.
Yeah, Zeros are really good.
That dude can sing.
Yeah,
he's got some fights. I thoroughly enjoy watching that.
Yeah, they definitely put on a good show.
All right, so at this time, just promote what's going on and where to be followed.
Yeah, you can follow us everywhere. We're Watersdeep on Facebook, Watersdeep Band on Instagram, and just Watersdeep on TikTok. And yeah, we're also everywhere, you know, with our music, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, wherever you get your stuff, Amazon Music, if anyone uses that, and probably a bunch of other streaming sites that exist that we don't know our music is on because DistroKid puts it all over the place. Yeah, I was looking music on Tidal. I was like, our music is on Tidal. Oh, cool.
Got on Napster, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, this was fun.
We got a couple you know, songs up in the works. We're gonna be releasing singles, you know, that you'll hear within the next few months. So keep an eye out for that.
Oh, and one more thing, DC Friends, don't forget July 7th at the Songbird Music House. We're playing a show, and doors are at 7, I believe. So,
and we're gonna bring beach balls. So you can
we're gonna bring beach balls. So hope to see you guys.
All right, thank you guys for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.